Hello, everyone. This is Susan Gerbic from Psychics Explained. Went down a little bit of a rabbit hole from a suggestion from somebody on our channel, and I have two videos to do now. So let's get one of them out of the way. This is something I have seen before. It's called Project Jason, and it looks like it's defunct now. From what I can see, it looks like they stopped posting in, oh gosh, it's hard to say now. I think it was 2006, but I think it started in back in 2001. So it was one of the first psychic skeptic conferences that I didn't end up going to. They had one of the people who I think the woman, the mother of Project Jason, had attended the skeptic camp. It was James Randi Educational Foundation tiny conference called the Amazing Meeting back in, gosh, must have been 2001 or 2002 in Florida. And that's the first I heard of it. And of course, I didn't go, but Project Jason was a website meant to bring awareness of disappeared people who had gone. And it says, we are the voice for the missing, speaking for those who are not among us, but who are forever in our hearts. Through the eyes of those who experience this tragedy, the families of the missing, and through our own personal experiences, we'll share the pain, the fears, and the daily struggles. Very sad. So it's based on a mother, a son who went missing. His name is Jason, and I don't know if I could pronounce his last name. It's Jolkowski. She's from Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. Son went missing. I think he was 19 years old back in 2001. So one of the things I wanted to share with you are two or three different things. One is I want to mention this website, Project Jason, and what they think about psychics, because they've had personal experience with people who claim to be able to communicate with the dead, mediums, and those who say that they can tell where the body is and that kind of thing. So they have a unique perspective from a person who knows what the harm is in having these psychic detective people out there. And the second thing I want to show you is, let's just highlight Jason's story. And then I have a couple other small things I want to show you. So let's go right to that. So let's start with Project Jason and what they think of psychic mediums. Now, I will share this on the description of my website, of my description of this video that I'm making. So I'm just going to talk about a few little things. I'll put the link in there. And this is Introduction to Psychics. It's from 2006. So it's written by the mother, I believe, and of Jason. So it says here, we, the families of the missing, are victims in several ways. If our loved one has been taken from us in a brutal way, we are victims. We may also be victims of a poorly constructed and trained law enforcement structure. We may be victims of society's apathy to our plight because of prejudices against missing persons, particularly adults. We again may be the victims of a non-responsive media. There is one method of victimization that can be avoided, however, and that is by people who claim to be able to find your missing loved ones via paranormal means. Some of these persons try to play on guilt in that they say people in our position should try any legal means possible to find their missing loved ones. It is subtly implied that we are not willing to subject ourselves to this, then we must not really care about finding our missing loved ones. It is a chance we should always take, we are told. So, very interesting article. Told from the perspective of a person who knows. Now this was written in 2006. They say, there is not one proven case in which a psychic using their special powers and abilities not given to the typical person has located a missing person, whether dead or alive. It may be possible that some persons have an ability that defies logic and science, but there's no known scientific evidence of this. These persons re-victimize families by taking away hope where it should stand and giving hope where there is none. No person has the right to do this to anyone. It says here, psychics and other means users of purported paranormal phenomena cause unnecessary and damaging pain and anguish to families of the missing. They can also add to financial stress if they charge fees. We're already on a roller coaster ride of events and emotions that we should have no desire to add to it. So anyway, it goes on a little bit more about some of the other things that are about psychics and dealing with these people who are literally grief vampires, who are trying to either make a name for themselves by latching themselves onto one of these cases in the chance that maybe they will throw out enough stuff at the wall that something sticks, and then the media picks up on it and says, aha, this psychic got this thing right, completely ignoring all the other things they said. But it's the fallacy of the bullseye fallacy, where somebody goes out and they shoot at a barn wall or something, and then somebody goes up and then circles one of the shots and they say, see, they got it right. But you're deciding in retrospect what was hit, that that's the actual target, when it was not true. All right, so back in the day, I believe that there was a lot going on with the James Randi Educational Foundation. They had a forum. That's kind of where I got started knowing about psychic investigations and so on. It was before social media. We didn't have Facebook, Twitter, or anything like that. We had forums. And in this forum, people would discuss claims of the paranormal, especially testing people who said they had claims of the paranormal, calling them to account, put up or shut up kind of thing. And I believe it still exists, this forum, but it's called International Skeptics Forum, whatever. I haven't looked in years. But there was a lot of discussion going on at this forum at the time about these missing persons. This is 2001, 2002, 2003, so on. And, they talked a lot about that. James Randi was just at the forefront of the world of what I am doing now, which is trying to put attention to what the harm is that is going on in this world of mediumship. Okay, so let's talk briefly about Jason. Now, this is his Wikipedia article. There's been enough information about Jason to be able to have a Wikipedia article, which is saying a lot. So I was wondering if the blog has stopped responding. The forum, Project Jason, seems to have disappeared. So I was wondering if maybe Jason has been found. And so I put in his name into Wikipedia, and bazaar, here it is. So this should be the most updated source to find if he had been found. It's probably the information is on the Wikipedia page. That's kind of how the nature of Wikipedia works. Editors race to be able to get information on there whenever something breaking news kind of came out. And trust me, if this Jason was found, we would absolutely be all over the media. It would be big news. So in a nutshell, he was in Omaha, Nebraska, and he was walking towards his former high school to meet a coworker for a ride to work. And this is in June 13th, 2001. It was, I think he was 19 years old. Yeah, 19 years old. And this is a picture of him, Jason Anthony. There he is. And so what happens is that he needed a ride. I think he was trying to get a ride to work. Yeah, he was trying to get a ride to work. So he wasn't really good at giving directions, apparently. So he told his coworker, meet me at our high school, the high school that they both had graduated from, which is just a few blocks from his house. I'll meet you over there, and then, pick me up, and then we'll go to work. And so he's last seen, I believe, bringing in the trash cans from the curb. He was helping his little brother, I think, bring the trash cans in from the curb. A neighbor saw him. And then I think that what was it they said? Okay, initially he had planned to walk to his job, which is 4 miles, but he made arrangements for a coworker to give him a ride. All right. Okay, so the school that he was trying to walk towards was 8 blocks from his home. At 10:45 a.m., he was last seen by a neighbor who saw him help his younger brother pull trash cans from the curb back to the house. An hour later, the coworker called the house saying that Jason had failed to turn up at the high school for a ride to work, and he had not been seen or heard from since. Shortly after his disappearance, the school security cameras were checked. None of them showed him walking to the school. So he disappeared out of sight of the high school, but between walking from his house and to near the high school. And they've been doing, wow, just, this is 2001, and I'm recording this February 12th. Happy Darwin Day, by the way, 2025. And so that's a long time for somebody to be missing, 24 years, apparently, almost. So they did a lot of investigation. They've really, really looked for this kid, and they cannot find him. And probably he is dead. Very sad, extremely sad. And to leave the family in that way, that they have no idea, just nothing. No idea. So the mother and father created Project Jason to help families through a loved one's disappearance. And then they also created Jason's Law in Nebraska legislature, providing a statewide database on missing persons. The mother received a Volunteer for Victims Award from the U.S. Attorney General and the Nebraska's Points of Light Award in 2014 in recognition of her work to support families and missing people. Thankfully, I don't know this, and you probably don't know it either, but when somebody is missing, the people you rely on, obviously, are the police and your loved ones, but other families who have gone through this offer the best, help of what to do, how in the hours and days and the weeks after the disappearance to have the maximum impact on society and the media to get the word out that your loved one is missing. So the other thing I want to show you is this Wikipedia page, and I just stumbled across it. I didn't know. Now, this is called List of People Who Disappeared Mysteriously, 1990 to the present time. Now, for an item to be on this Wikipedia page, then the person has to have a Wikipedia page. So it's not all people who've disappeared, only disappearances that are up to notability standards, which means they had a lot of media coverage, are going to be on this Wikipedia article. That is people who disappeared mysteriously. And I just wanted to show you some of this. Look at this. And these are people who have not been found, and where they're found all across the world. But they, Sarah Ann Wood. Let's just click on one just to see what comes up. Here she is, disappearance of Sarah Ann Wood. Was a 12-year-old American girl who disappeared while riding her bike in New York. She's believed to have been abducted less than a half a mile from a home by a convicted child killer, and they have the name of the child killer. Status: missing for 31 years, 5 months, and 24 days. So she has not been found. Wow. Search efforts, nationwide outreach, suspects arrest, house search, confessions, and search efforts, murder conviction. He was tried separately for both. He pleaded guilty to abduction and murder. He received a life sentence. He He wished to plead guilty to Sarah's murder. However, reportedly, upon seeing Sarah's parents in the courtroom at this hearing, he refused to provide any further details pertaining to her actual whereabouts. So I guess they do not know where she is. Just heartbreaking, right? Despite numerous searches having been conducted to locate her remains, as of 2023, her body remains undiscovered. Her family continues to hope her body will be found so she can be given a Christian burial close to her relatives. Heartbreaking, just heartbreaking. So continuing as I scroll through this, look at all these. 1996, 98, 99, 2000. Look at all of these entries, you guys. Why are psychics not going to these and just clicking them off one at a time? Why not? Why do they not care about loved ones? Why do they care so little about helping families who are grieving, to find the bodies, to solve the cases? 2010, I'm still scrolling. Look at this. 2013, 2014. Psychics don't care. They obviously don't, because if they could prove any of these and find any of these people, they would make their name. But no, they'd rather talk to you about what's going on in grandma's garden. Here's one, August 2024, August 11th, 2024. That's the most recent. Look at these. Just so sad. And the last thing I want to show you is this, another one I stumbled across. I had bookmarked it, so I guess I knew about it. It's called the Charlie Project. And this is cold case files. Missing cold case people, mainly from the United States. It does not actively investigate cases, is merely a public vehicle for missing people who are often neglected by the press and forgotten all too soon. A person must have been missing for at least 1 year to be listed. Look at this, 16,644 people cases currently opened. 16,644 current cases open on this one website, the Charlie Project. That's it. Now, let's just use a little logic here. You and I have listened to hours of psychic mediums communicating with the dead. They often talk about their last moments, gasping for breath, or where they were, or how they tried to call out, or just on and on and on about the last moments of a person's life. And it's really hard to listen to, but almost all psychic mediums do that. They talk about the last moments of a person's life. So why are they not able to contact these missing people from beyond the grave? Well, there is no grave because nobody knows where their bodies are, and get the last moments from them. Who abducted them? Where are they? How did they get abducted? Did somebody pull them over in a car and grab them? Did they think they were with a friend and they got in the car with a friend? Did they, were they lured to a car with the tactics you use with children, with candy, or help me find my puppy, or I'll take you home kind of thing? How did it happen? But no psychic tells you. Well, they might tell people, or they say they tell the police, but there's no success. And I think that that's really the problem, is that we're not holding these psychics accountable for it. We just go about our day and say, well, they told me something that was probably something that nobody else could have known, or I got a lot of comfort from it. Well, how do you think these parents feel? 16,644 on this one site. How do you think that 16,644 friends, family, loved ones of these people who are missing, how do you think they feel? I mean, why aren't psychics helping them? Yet we still throw these people on TV and we still give them TV shows like they're some kind of star. People like me and people of my peers who call this out were ignored. It's just like these people who are missing, you can't get any press. Everybody's hands are tied. They'd rather have a feel-good story. They'd rather think, oh, well, maybe somebody's out there helping. No, there's not been a single case. And I'm not just quoting from the 2006 article. There's not 2025. There has not been a single case of a psychic medium ever finding a missing person or solving a cold case with any kind of information that helped the police or anything of the sort. I did a interview yesterday for a TV show that is doing research, and I won't say which one it is. And I spent an hour with them, and they don't even know what they don't know. Oh my goodness. They wanted to concentrate on hot reading, cold reading, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you don't even need to go that far. There's nothing. There's nothing. Nobody solved any of these cases. It's so frustrating. I told this TV people, I said, I will not work with you if at the end of the show you say, well, some people are helped, or, maybe there's something in this. No, we need to stop enabling these people. They tell me they're putting on it's a science expose. It's very skeptical. Well, we'll see, but I don't know. So frustrating. Anyway, everyone, I've got another video to do that I hope you find interesting. It's on a tangible kind of topic, similar. And please take care. Thanks, everyone.